Hi everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. Welcome to Thursday night's card making video. My son finally got my desk space done at home, so we're gonna attempt to videotape at home, but I have 4 rambunctious kids right outside my bedroom, so if they're being noisy, sorry. Tonight we're gonna do our Celebrate card. This card with our brand new slimline and A2 size bow border we did for the volume mega event. But I wanted to, because I tried to fit 3 or 6 cards, if you include the slimline, in a half-an-hour time period, I wanted to kind of go over them a little bit slower and do 2 cards per video, the slimline and the A2. So let's get started with this. Tonight's card's a super simple card. I really like the look of it. I took an A2 size card base and I cut out a darker gray color and inked the edges with the Simon Hurley Clear Skies ink, and then I cut out a little bit lighter of a gray card mat, and this is 1/2 inch smaller than my A2 size on both sides, and then I inked that in blue also, but I am not going to put that down permanently on there yet. Then I took my bow border right here and cut it out in blue. And then these are our basic trapezoid shapes, the smaller sizes in there. I use these to cut out in blue to put behind my ribbon pleats to make it look like a full ribbon. So for the A2 size, you use one of the larger size and one of the smaller. For the slimline, you use both of this size, and it makes a great backer for that instead of trying to cut all those little pieces out. Okay, I'm gonna glue this down and show you what I mean. And then looks like I got my finger a little bit when I was getting ready. It's bleeding a little. Just realize that. This crafting is a dangerous thing. Okay. I'm going to take my basic trapezoid piece, put it right over the pleats of that ribbon. Then, in theory, when I turn it over, oh, I forgot to dab that off, but that's okay, it'll dry. All I have to do is cut that off, and then you have the solid. Sometimes if you don't get it lined up just right, you have to just trim right up against there like I'm going to do. There you go. Then I cut out just the ribbon portion of this bow border. And I'm going to snip the little extra cutoffs there because I just want the bow part. So I'm going to layer it and make it look, or make it a little 3D. I've already put my pop dots on the back of this. Get all those pieces out of the way. How are you guys liking the new setup so far? The camera's not jiggling as much. It's up above me now and kind of stationary. It can move a little, but okay. Then I'm going to take this Simon Hurley Clear Skies ink again and just go around the edges. You can put it on as dark or as light as you want. Then whenever I'm doing something like this, I always kind of try to find any of the pleats and raise them up a little bit. Put some of that dark blue on there. You can also take your brush and just kind of brush all the, your blending brush. You don't have to do much, just highlight a few areas. Okay, we are done with that for a minute. Where's my, just move that clipboard out of the way instead of trying to use it. Now you see, because this mat is a little bit shorter and this bow is made for an A2 size, that's the reason that we didn't put this down yet, because you're going to want to have it loose so you can clip that off on the ends once you get it set where you want it. Then I took our Celebrate word, which I don't, here it is right here. This is a Celebrate word. There's also a shadow that goes around the Celebrate word, but I did not grab that, so and I'm going to put that on a tag. For the tag, I used one of our basic rectangles, and I just cut out a rectangle shape. And I'm going to fold it over a little and snip off the corners. And there's your tag. But I already have one done that we're going to use. The tag, I put the Celebrate word on, and then I went around it in the same Simon Hurley Clear Skies ink. And then the tag you just want to put under that bow a little. Might move the bow up a little bit more, just so the tag's more on the mat, but so you can still read the Celebrate word. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to put it. So I'm going to glue my tag down first. It's been a little while since I've had the energy to do a Thursday night video. And I don't think I'd be doing it this week, but since our design team member Karen was so gracious and shared her video with us on Tuesday night so I could share it with you guys, I could do the Thursday night video. Thank you again, Karen. We really appreciate it. Okay, put our bow somewhere up there. Just make sure you don't cover the Celebrate word too much so people can still read it. Then the last step is to take a few of the pieces from our streamers die. I cut them out in the dark gray, that's the matte color or the base matte color, and then in the blue. You don't need very many of them, just take a few and place them under the bow. Let's see, I already have some adhesive on some of these pieces over here. I think I want this little curly Q one right here. And time into this card, it's so simple to cut pieces out, and there's not much time involved in this card at all. So if you need a really quick birthday card or any kind of event card, this is a good one to make. What piece do I want next? And I think I'm going to stop at that at 5 pieces. But on this card, I also took the little dots, and these dots are off of our large Build an Egg. I use the small dots because it comes with small dots and large dots. I use the small dots on the A2 card and the large dots on the Slimline. And you're just going to take like 8 or 9 dots and put them all over your card. Make sure you put some going off the edge, because the attempt was to make it look like wrapping paper, and when you wrap a present, the little things do not stay right on the present. You know, they wrap around. You guys get what I mean, right? I think we need one maybe right there. Let's see, this one already has a little cut in it, so let's maybe put him up there. And then I think a couple more, and that will be good. Maybe one over here, since it's looking kind of empty. No, I don't like that right there. Let's go down a little with it. Okay, then you snip off your pieces. And these little dots I also went around with in blue. Everything on this card I went around with in blue. Even the word. Okay, I'm not going to snip off the tag part because I want it to still look like a complete tag. And it's okay if it hangs down a little bit. For me anyway, you might want to, or push your tag up a little bit more. Some glue on the back of this. And then just stick it down on your base mat. I think that looks about right. Okay, there is the A2 size. Now the slimline size, you're going to do the exact same things. I've already layered the bow and inked everything. This one I did make the mistake of putting it down before I cut the ends off, so I'm just going to kind of try to eyeball it and cut a little bit off, try to get it even. Don't know what I was thinking. I think that looks good. We can make it match up. Okay, I'm going to use the same Celebrate tag. I want to put that more in the middle though, so the tag's covered up, and then but you still see the Celebrate word. Maybe a little more of an angle. Something. Like that. Let's take our bow. Make sure your edges line up since we've already cut this off. Right, like that. Let's see, should we do the streamers or the polka dots first? Okay, polka dots it is. Now again, this one, since we already put it down, if you want to put any pieces on the edges, you're going to have to cut them off first. Let's put this one up here. Just like that. And when you cut them, you'll have a little piece left to put on the other side. And again, with these, you're not measuring, you're not worrying really about where they're at. It's just kind of a random pattern. Well, I'm not measuring. You can measure if you want, but that does not work for me. One right in there. Should we cut another one in half? I think so. Okay, I'm going to put this one right here. And then let's go with this one up here. Now, over a little bit more with that one. And that one right there. No, it feels like it needs one right here, but then I don't like how close all of those are. We're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna leave it alone. And maybe I'll cut this one in half right there. And then this one I'm gonna push up under there a little bit. Okay, there's our dots. Let's get our streamers under there. This one I got to make sure I'm using the light gray color, because I do have some of the dark gray streamers on there still too. And one more. Okay, there you go. There is our Celebrate card with the new slimline and A2 size bow. A little bit slower pace than we did for the volume event. Our next video will be doing card number 2 that we did on the volume event. This was card number 1. Thank you for watching our Thursday night video. Have a great night. We will see you guys next week.